right, welcome everyone. You made it to day one. Congratulations. So you can grab a chair, any kind of chair, and a couple blankets if you have them, or a pillow. And we're gonna start with forward bends, which is usually the least favorite, which is why we're doing it, because wherever there's that resistance, that's where there's the greatest growth and takeaways. So go ahead and get yourself situated. I folded my blanket in half. So something that's about this thick is great. And you're gonna actually prop yourself up on that. And the reason is that you can slide onto the front of your sits bones, and it's gonna start to move that sacrum skin up to support your lower back. So legs are spread wide, obtuse angle, as wide as you can go. You can scoot yourself forward to get a little bit more width in there. And that's gonna be opening up this inner groin area. Lots of meridians in here. So this is great if there's any tension in the legs or the knees or the groins. Just start with opening. And then we're gonna focus on our feet. So see if you can spread all 10 toes wide. See if you can lift those kneecaps, engaging them, lifting them up towards your hips. And that's gonna activate and start to tone and strengthen these legs. There's no hyperextension in the knee. So if you are someone who tends to hyperextend, just slightly bend those knees. And that's gonna start to work and strengthen your hips. So go ahead, pressing into the heels evenly, spreading all of those toes. We're then gonna focus on the mound of your big toe. So pressing into this point, pressing into the inner mound of the heel and the outer mound of the outer edge of the foot. And the purpose of that is creating that triangulation, and it starts to work the spine by working with those points of the feet. So we're just sitting tall, sitting long, strengthening, elongating that spine. You have that support of your blanket underneath you, your pillow. And then we have these 4 dimples under the knees. So on the outside dimples, reaching those towards the ground. Go ahead and extend the toes long. Extend the heels away from you, away from your face. And if you want to, you can actually start to scoot forward a little bit, get the angle slightly more obtuse. So we never want there to be any sharp pain. So if there's ever sharp pain, come out of the pose. But this kind of aching, grueling, uncomfortable pain, that is actually just part of the process, and we do want that. So finding that edge, finding that line that is good for you, gently pushing that edge. And then we're going to take our chest and we're going to be lifting upwards and forwards at a 60-degree angle. Finding that lift, reaching that heart towards your chin, spreading the collarbones wide. Good. And then you can lean forward onto your chair. Those of you that are super flexible and can go all the way to the floor, we're going to focus on toning today. Those of you that are a little bit tighter, this is going to be amazing for you as well. So keep spreading the toes, extending the heels. And then we want to work on our sits bones, because our sits bones are our foundation. So they impact everything from the pelvis up to the neck, up to the bones in the head. So go ahead and roll yourself onto your front sits bones. You're reaching these like cable steel groins towards the earth. And then we're getting this internal rotation of your upper thigh, an entwining of the fibers, of the muscles, of the tissues. And just pretend like your legs are like clay and you're sculpting them. And then extending, lifting upwards. Smooth rhythmic breathing. heels. And so the unique thing about Iyengar yoga is you're working on multiple different points of concentration and awareness at a time. So those kneecaps are still lifting up towards the legs, toning those legs, supporting the strength in the knees. Good. Opening up the backs of the thighs, drawing those femurs down towards the earth. And then you can start to lean forward. This is amazing if you have like a headache, if anyone's like really feeling like they're rounding their back a bunch, you actually just need to bring the chair up to you. So grab a bolster so you can rest your head without bending that back, rounding that back. So lengthening the back of the neck. And this pressure on the forehead is amazing for any tension, headaches, balancing out the brain. And if you don't need the bolster, you can go further down. Either way is wonderful. You can grab the back edges of the chair if you need. But if you do have that rounding, just come up. It can be genetic, it can be tightness. And so keep extending through those feet, lifting, engaging those kneecaps, pressing the thighs into the earth. Smooth, rhythmic breathing. And you'll want your feet to be on the same plane. So one foot shouldn't be further up and one way back. Really try and get them on a level playing field. Forward bends are amazing because they help you to go inward. Keep engaging those kneecaps, drawing them up towards the thighs, pressing through the mounds of the big toes, extending through the toe tips. And if you want, you can scoot forward, getting that more obtuse angle again. Either staying in that forward bend or working on extending that spine nice and long. Toning both sides of the spine. And you can get that external rotation of your arms. And then coming forward. Smooth, soft breathing. Try and make your inhalation equal to your exhalation, breathing through the nose. And then gently come on up. So to come out of this, you want to come out really gently and evenly. So just moving that blanket, scooting yourself out. You can bring your feet through if your chair allows you. And then again, see if you can roll on the inside edges of the sits bones. And just working to get nice and tall here. We're working that sacrum skin, lifting it up towards the ceiling. Beautiful. And then coming on out as you're ready, or you can stay in that practice. It's nice to get like a 10-minute timing or setting on any of these poses. That's when you're gonna get the most out of them. Go the deepest, but really just focus on that balance and evenness in your sits bones. So if one sits bone has more weight, most of us do, really work on lifting that to redistribute, even work opposite for a little while until you get those sits bones balanced. All right, that's the homework for today. Let me know how it goes in our group. And I'm curious to hear your feedback. Have a beautiful day.